young and the restless couples who might not make it in 2026. The new year will bring drama to some Genoa City couples. 2025 was a big year for many the young and the restless couples. From breakups to a wedding to a shocking affair, there were lots of developments in the romance department. As 2026 nears, there's many couples to keep an eye on, and some of them might not make it through the year. Key takeaways: Abby and Devon's marriage will be tested. Noah's relationship with Sienna might run its course. Billy might sabotage his relationship with Sally. A disagreement could signal the end for Chet. Danger for Dabby. It's been 1 year since Devon Britton James and Abby Melissa Ordway married, and everything's gone smoothly so far. However, 2026 will have fans seeing more of Dabby as their marriage faces a crisis. James recently hinted that a new danger will test Devon and Abby's marriage. Although it's unclear what type of danger lurks, things aren't looking good for the couple. Given Abby's track record in the romance department, there's a possibility she and Devon could be heading for divorce. Back to LA, Noah Lucas Adams has turned into quite the heartbreaker. The Numenor cheated on his girlfriend, Allie Kelsey Wong, with Sienna Tamara Brown. Noah has fallen fast and hard for the nightclub owner, much to his parents' dismay. Despite his family's disapproval, Noah is willing to go to great lengths for Sienna. Right now, he's trying to protect her from her dangerous ex-husband, Matt Roger Howarth. But once the Matt storyline is over, there may be more drama awaiting the couple. Noah and Sienna's relationship will be tested by his family's concern, and by his ex-girlfriend Audra Zulica Silver. The exes recently had a friendly encounter, and now that Noah's back in Genoa City, he and Audra will have more room. Old feelings are bound to reignite, and with Noah and Audra growing closer, Sienna could be left out in the cold. Reckless abandonment. Sally Courtney, Hope and Billy's Jason Thompson relationship hit a rough patch in 2025. Billy's obsession with reclaiming Chancellor almost had him throwing away Sally and their company, Abbott Communications. Luckily, Billy wised up and realized he didn't want to lose Sally. While everything is now peaceful for the couple, they'll face more trouble in 2026. Billy is bound to fall back into his old, reckless habits, putting his career and his relationship at risk. Sally's been Billy's rock, and although she wants to save him, she might end up reaching her limit. Family turmoil for Chatham. 2025 was the year of Adam Mark Grossman and Chelsea's Melissa Claire Egan reunion. Although the couple is in it for the long haul this time, 2026 could have them headed for split. Chatham are ending the year fighting thanks to Victor Eric Breed. Chelsea was unhappy when Adam published Victor's hit piece on Jabot without her consent. She felt it was a betrayal not only to her, but to Adam's friend Jack Peter Bergman. Adam's obsession with trying to please his father has always been an issue for him and Chelsea. Now that he's back to being Victor's lackey, Adam will run the risk of losing Chelsea. So, it looks like Adam will have a big decision to make: Victor or Chelsea. For decades, The Young and the Restless has delivered some of daytime television's most gripping love stories, explosive breakups, forbidden trysts, slow burn reunions, and relationships that somehow survive every calamity life throws at them. But 2026 is shaping up to be another watershed year for romance in Genoa City. And not every couple will make it to December, as a new cycle of power plays, secrets, and emotional reckonings unfolds. Let's look at the Y&R pairings that might not survive the coming year either because of betrayal, unresolved issues, or just bad timing. 1. Devon and Abby marriage under siege. Devon Hamilton and Abby Newman have been one of the Genoa City power couples in recent years. Their union has weathered corporate battles, family tensions, and chaos from both sides. But things are about to get rocky, while they've so far managed to keep a stable front. Soap spoilers indicate that 2026 will test their marriage in ways we haven't seen yet. A looming crisis, perhaps tied to an outside threat or a past secret, could push them to their limits. If there's one thing soaps love to disrupt, it's stability. And Abby's checkered dating history certainly gives the writers plenty of material to pull from. Abby often struggles with loyalty versus ambition, and Devon's deep ties to the Newman empire mean his priorities will constantly conflict with hers. Combine that with Abby's tendency to find chaos attractive and way more interesting than calm, and you've got the perfect storm that could unravel Dabby as we know it. Why they might break: trust issues under stress plus past patterns repeating. Why they'll still matter: Genoa City loves its high-profile couples, breaking them up ignites drama and ratings. 2. Noah and Sienna, passion or mirage? Noah Newman's romantic life has been dramatically complicated in recent arcs. Initially with Allie, then suddenly head over heels for club owner Sienna, His heart seems to jump faster than his loyalty. Spoilers suggest that although Noah and Sienna appear passionately connected now, old flames and unresolved feelings could tear them apart in 2026. Noah's ex, Audra, who has chemistry and history with him, is still in Genoa City and could easily reignite past feelings. Their encounters suggest unfinished business, and soaps have no patience for neatly resolved breakup arcs. Add to this the Newman family's perpetual disdain for any partner they don't fully approve of, and Noah's relationship could implode under pressure. Sienna's own baggage, including threats from a dangerous ex, adds even more instability. Once that storyline settles, emotional fallout could leave this couple looking for exits rather than answers. Why they might break. Triangle potential plus family disapproval plus past lovers returning. Why they might endure. If the writers decide to give them a redemption arc that doubles as a power couple storyline. 3. Billy and Sally love on shaky ground. Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra have had a roller coaster of a relationship. One moment, they're sweet and supportive. The next, they're caught in corporate warfare or old bad habits. 2025 hinted at trouble when Billy's obsession with reclaiming Chancellor communications almost derailed his personal life. Now all roads in Genoa City lead back to Billy's demons: insecurity, a compulsion to prove himself, and a tendency to put work above love. And that's before we factor in Sally's own ambitions. Sally's rise in the business world means she's not content to play second fiddle or take emotional backseats, particularly to someone obsessively chasing an industry rivalry. This is classic Y&R territory, passion and success clashing with commitment. If Billy slips even slightly back into self-destructive patterns, and Sally continues to grow in independence and professional stature, their paths might diverge. Why they might break. Priority conflicts plus unresolved baggage. Why they might endure. Deep emotional connection and fan support if handled carefully. For Chatham, fragile counterculture romance. Chatham, the pairing of Chancellor and Adam Newman has its own legions of loyal fans. But even with chemistry and dramatic potential, spoilers have hinted at disagreements that could signal trouble. These two characters come from very different worlds. Chance's political aspirations and more idealistic worldview often clash with Adam's morally ambiguous legacy. Love can bridge differences, until it becomes the reason the couple loses sight of themselves. While this pairing has had moments of genuine connection, 2026 might bring conflicts that test their tolerance for compromise. When personal principles and ideology enter romantic relationships, especially in soap plots, things rarely stay smooth. Why they might break. Ideological differences that morph into emotional rifts. Why they might endure. The show might lean into a star-crossed lovers angle instead of a full breakup. 5. Kyle and Claire trust in outside threats. Although spoilers paint a more upbeat picture for Kyle Abbott and Claire Grace Newman right now, possibly even engagement territory, their peace might be Recent storylines suggest that audacious outside influences and old flames may sow seeds of discord. Audra's betrayal of Nate by flirting with Kyle underscores a soap favorite trope: secrets and past misdeeds that can explode anytime. And Claire's own world is more complicated than she lets on. When relationships are built with cross-currents of guilt or hidden tensions, the fallout later, especially under pressure from family, rivals, or secrets spilled, can be explosive. A breakup wouldn't be shocking if someone's deception surfaces, or if one partner feels betrayed in a moment of weakness or external manipulation. Why they might break. Secrets, past betrayals resurfacing. Why they might endure. A push to stabilize younger couples and anchor new dynamics. 6. Tessa and Daniel, a new love with old ties. Daniel Romalotti Jr. and Tessa Porter have been heating up on screen, and many fans speculate that their chemistry has the makings of a long-term pairing. However, soap pathways are rarely linear. Recent spoilers hint that Phyllis Summers might interfere with this relationship, possibly sabotaging Daniel's intentions, which could lead to heartbreak or separation. Meanwhile, this pairing exists in the shadow of older, deeply entrenched dynamics involving the Romalot family. Phyllis, a powerhouse in her own right, has a long history of meddling in relationships, especially if she feels protective or threatened. If she pushes hard enough, it could send Daniel and Tessa in opposite direction.